Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today we're going to be doing some Abyss in Retribution with a slightly different fit than what is usually being used. So what's happened is my friend Ibayd Te'Jori, he gave me a couple of ships that he wanted me to test out in the Abyss. And one of them was this Retribution right here. This is fitted in a particularly special way. It is namely using polarized pulse lasers. Polarized pulse lasers. Look at that. 300 DPS with the Scorch. Let's see how much we have when we go with the Conflag. Put this here. Oh, come on. I hate doing the ammo glitches that way. Oh, 500 DPS. This is cruiser level DPS right here. So we're going to be doing this in T1 electrics. Ibayd doesn't think it has a chance in the T2, and I don't think so either, just because of the way it works with the tank. The tank is non-existent here. We're just mainly going to be focusing on getting the sites done as quick as possible, and we're going to just blitz through them. Hopefully I don't die. Let's just undock here, and I'm just curious, where's the range? 7 kilometers, and then we got 16 kilometers, so that's not particularly good range, unfortunately. Check that I have no implants. Good. Okay, let's launch into the Abyss. Launch the filaments right here. They have to be combined. Activate. Let's go. The thing I worry about a lot are wrecking shots, because we have hardly any EHP. So a wrecking shot will just pop us straight away. And also just in general, when there's a lot of incoming DPS, I worry that we're just going to get killed pretty fast. But we'll also kill them pretty fast as well. And we're going to have insane tracking. So I think our offense is going to sort of act as a defense. Let's lock up these guys here. I can activate the auto-targeting system as well to maybe help a little bit. It's really nice to have all the targeting systems. I always recommend if you have a free high slot, just add a auto targeting system, because it uses like one CPU and gives you extra max lock targets. And also, if you want to be a little bit of an AFK kind of style, it'll lock up stuff for you just for free, you know, without you having to click anything. So we're using an MWD right here. I just forgot about it. I would have maybe wanted to use an afterburner here, because it's going to be a bit hard to get in and out of range with the MWD, and it's going to be hard to kite with the MWD since we don't have a lot of range. But it will be good to get out of sticky situations when it comes to the MWD. Okay, let's grab this. Let's see what kind of loot we got here. You're getting 3 times the amount as a standard T1, and that's pretty good loot right there. I mean, 6.8 million. It was mainly from this fierce electrical right here. When you have these low tier Abyss sites, I find that, in my experience, the most amount of loot you get is from these, like the higher tier filaments you get, because you're doing a pretty low tier. When you get those higher tier filaments, they're worth a lot more. So if for example, now I got a T3 or fierce electrical, that's worth quite a bit. You can also sometimes in rare cases get a T4 as well. And the same thing when I'm just running T3s or just testing out, like, you know, these low tier kind of stuff. Most of the ISK you get is not really from the 0-point condensate or that kind of stuff. It's pretty damn low in the low tier filaments. It's just really the actual filaments you get, like the higher tiers above you, like T4, like say if I'm doing T3, T4, T5, etc. That is what will give me the good ISK, the dank ISK. Oh, we're using a lot of Capacitor. This is not cap stable? See, this cap stable. No, it's not cap stable. Okay, I thought it was cap stable. Let's go for this guy. We'll go towards the buy committed cash. I would want to use Conflag. In fact, probably I should use Conflag. Let's try using Conflag, because they are in range. Oh, they just got out of range exactly when I switched. Oh, that's annoying. Convenient. They knew that. They probably just detected somehow with their elite drone AI. And look, now that I've got a Scorch again, now they're back. Die. 500 DPS now. Come on. Look at that. Die so quickly. Look at that. 2-shot, basically, these guys. And we don't need that MWD on either. Let's grab this loot right here. Only 1 million. It's okay. Let's do a little bit of the armor repairs just to get a bit more of our armor up. Let's see now. This is Transverse Bulkhead. Oh, okay. So he added the Transverse Bulkhead here to give me an extra buff, because I was thinking that, okay, I mean, we don't have a lot of buffer, but 3.9k, I feel like it's still pretty high for a ship that is using polarized weapons. I would have expected a lot less. So that's good in those cases of it to get a wrecking shot. Let's cruise in real fast here. One overheated cycle as well, just to get even faster. There we go. Stop with the overheat now. I don't need this anymore. We don't need 2 reps either. Lock this guy up. He took forever to shoot me. I think it's like a 15-second or something like that timer before they actually start doing damage. I noticed there's a lot of that, like a few seconds ago in the beginning of the site, and it's longer than a lock time. Like it doesn't take this, or maybe it could be a lock time. I don't know. But I felt like the time it took for him to start shooting was a bit longer than the lock time of a battleship. I've not locked up a whole lot of assault frigates in battleships, so I can't really say with certainty. Okay, there we go. Site done. Less than 5 minutes. That was pretty sweet right there. And that battleship wave, oof, that went so fast. That laser shark just, whoop, he just died straight away before I could even really grab the loot properly. Let's do a few more of these sites, see how much total ISK we can get from this. Let's go back to Jita, the trade hub of Eve. The magnificent trade hub that I love to spend my days in. Often what I'll do is just chill there sometimes and sit there in Jita there and I do absolutely nothing. That's a common thing I do. But sometimes it's fun because you could talk to interesting people while sitting in here. So there's a bit of a social aspect too when it comes to chilling in Jita. Let's stock up right here. I've got a big stash of filaments. I'll be just collecting a bunch of filaments. So if we just filter right here. This is a cool filter I've got. You can get it by, if you want to go on my bio and then click here, Abyssal Loot, and then it will save it. You can use that to just filter out your loot. It's really handy. So we go here and go in item hanger, and we'll sell them all at the end just to see what we got in total. Okay, so I got a bunch of filaments here. Look at all these filaments. I just collected a bunch of filaments here. Let's grab these, put them in here. I wish there was a kind of, how do you say, when it comes to cam batteries, there was an intermediate between the compact and the Tech 2. Because there doesn't exist any kind of one. If you want to, unless you want to go bling, like I have the compact one right here, right? If I had more fitting requirements, I could put a Tech 2. But I can't put one that uses a little bit more like resources than the compact one, but is a little bit better than the compact one. Like, you know how you have, for example, the Quad LIF 5MN. It uses a little bit more CPU and power grid than the compact one. But it's not like, you don't get as big of a speed boost as the Tech 2 variant. You don't have that when it comes to the cam batteries, unfortunately. Let's go in here. Get closer, Retribution. There we go. It's the first time I've ever using this ship, so there was a few mistakes. I didn't know it was cap stable. I didn't know that you could use the MWD to just get closer if you want. I'm used to using a beam fit Retribution, so I don't really have to worry too much about range. But here I really have to get really close to be able to do any significant damage. Let's lock these guys up. Lock up, please. There we go. And we can go a little bit to the side and just blap them. Look at this. They just die straight away. We can just cruise a little bit to the side right here. This is very, very nice because you can just sort of avoid damage by cruising with your MWD. And at the same time, you still do a little bit of damage because you're still in the Scorch range, but you're not taking full damage from these little rogue drones over here. Okay, let's go towards the biocommutative cache. Conflag. Grab the loot. Maybe approach them, even just blitz them down. There we go. Get the conflag range now. Oh, you guys made a big mistake of getting conflag range little rogue drones. Okay, move to the transfer conduit. I should put a bit of Scorch here. They're just getting out of range all the time. Just stop here. Stop here. Yeah, there we go. We can just keep it, or just jump in now because it's already killed them. How fast was that? That was 1.5 minutes. Really fast. It'll be nice to be able to do this under 5 minutes. Then it's like, oof, that's really fast. What have we got here? Attacker Marshal Disparu Troop. He's the Disparu Troop. We're going to have to overheat here. And we'll have to get real close real quick because this guy is going to hit hard. There we go. Okay, now get the conflag going on. There we go. Okay, he's dead. He is dead. He's probably gonna break our tank, I think, because oh yeah, you see that? Oh, look at that big hit right there. Okay, over here a little bit to scale a little bit of that extra DPS. Where's this DPS we got right here? 600 DPS, and we can even overheat these a little bit just to be a little bit extra safe. But we've also got that big buffer from our transverse bulkhead, so I have to always remember that. We don't need to overheat any more of this armor repairs. Die, Marshall! Please die! Oh, big hit right there. Oh, we managed to survive. That was great. When I use a purifier to do this, it feels a little bit better because you start doing damage straight away. So when you've got the marshal room, then it's not as big of an issue in my experience, because you have to, that little time that it took for me to get close could have spent pummeling the marshal with 6 DPS. But on the other hand, we got some nice 600 DPS right here with Conflagration that just applied so well. Just so you saw how where our velocity went down, then suddenly we took so much damage. Maybe I should have even orbited with an MWD. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is better to go without an MWD. But I can maybe try that next time, because in the beginning it felt like I was not taking a whole lot of damage. I was overheating though, but it still didn't feel like I was taking a whole lot of damage. So I think maybe it could be that an MWD having it on would be the better idea. But I just think I remember from a long time ago that I thought that, okay, having the MWD on or off was better. We'll try next time if I encounter a marshal to go with it on, because the assault frigates, they do get a bonus to their signature radius. You know, the nerf, you get the signature radius when you use your MWD. So I think it maybe now that I think about it, probably would have maybe been an alternative to use the MWD. We'll try next time. Okay, these damas right here are going to get really close. They're going to get into conflag range. Come on. There we go. Conflag, please. Okay, there we go. And now he's just going to try to get out of range, like the little scrub this dama is. Let's go quite close. There we go. Approach him now. You can use the MWD to get a little bit closer as well. He'll die very quickly, this dama. Look at this dama. What does he think he's going to do? Oh, that's a lot of damage. Let's keep using our armor repairs. Okay, there we go. Now I think tanks should stabilize. It should stabilize. And also, there's only one dama right here that's going to take full damage from our conflag. It's not going to be any remote reps. Nothing's going to help you. Nothing's going to help you, dama. Okay, let's get out of here and do another one of these sites. Look how fast we were. Under 5 minutes again. So fast these abyssal sites are in this retribution right here. Polarized Retribution. I feel like this maybe would be the fastest way to do T1 frigate abyss solo really fast. If you wanted, like, just say you wanted to do T1s frigates solo as fast as you just bloody could, then I think maybe this would be the best alternative to use, because you have really good utility. Like, you can't go with a blaster ship, because then if you get the rogue drone battlecruiser, you'll just get eaten alive because of your lack of range. And here we can still face the rogue drone battlecruiser at this range. This is a decent range that we can use to face the rogue drone battlecruiser. One of the things is that if you ever, for some reason, have issues with tracking, which I think you maybe could have in the Angel Wave, because in the Angel Wave, the Dramiels, they orbit you so fast. You could use these multi-frequencies right here, the Ibayd packed. They have a lot better to tracking than Conflagged. In fact, they're pretty good in the tracking department. So they do a little bit less DPS, but they have more tracking, so you'll be able to actually hit properly. Let's go in here. It's so annoying when I'm just sitting on the Abyssal Gate, and I just try to go in it, but it didn't just stop my ship. It's happened a lot. I was doing with my friends not so long ago a lot of frigate abyss, and that just happened all the time, and I tried to jump in and just activated the filament right there. What will this abyssal site bring me? Striking Leshak. Oh. We don't need to overheat. We had absolutely no problems last time when there was Leshak, so we'll just go in for the kill. And switch over to Scorch. Maybe just do a little bit of damage right here off the bat. Can lock up the bi-adaptive as well. Orbit at 500, and he is out for the count with 500 DPS conflag going on here. There we go. That was fast. What is that? That's like 30-second wave. That's like, we're talking T0 kind of stuff going on right here. That's how fast even some T0s would go. You know, T0, there's only one little frigga right here, but here there's a battleship, and it's the Retribution punches straight through without any issues whatsoever. Well, there was a little bit of issues with that martial wave. It came a bit close, but even then, I think maybe I could have piloted better with the MWD. Let's go to the next wave. Come on, server, let me in. Let me in. Richie wants to get his loot. Okay, just a bunch of scrubby rogue drones. Lock them up. Put the auto-targeting system on to get stuff going on a little bit faster. And we will start blapping these stupid little rogue drones who think they have a chance against this Retribution. They're going to strike Retribution in the abyss right here. Let's orbit this gate, sort of a pseudo-orbit, as I say sometimes. You're sort of, what I mean by that is that you're sort of orbiting, but you're manually piloting to establish an orbit. Have a bit more control, you know. Don't just orbit blindly, because it kind of, when you use the orbit command, sometimes it orbits you in the direction you don't want to orbit. It's a bit annoying. Okay, let's go to the buy adaptive cache. Lock it up. What loot will you hold? Buy adaptive cache. That was one shot as well. Pretty cool. Let's go here. Grab this buy adaptive. They die so quickly that I forget to even activate the gun for the next target. Okay, what was that, 2 million? Okay, not a whole lot, but still something. Still something. Retribution earning the tank ISK. It's not a whole lot of ISK, but still. This would be a really nice little thing to do if you have Tech 2 pulse lasers. It's not a particularly expensive ship either. It costs 70 million. So you just go and whoop this out, earn a little bit of ISK. You could, instead of using something like a Gila to do anomalies in nullsec, you could just take your little Retribution out and do some abyss sites. A lot more fun, in my opinion, than just orbiting a stupid haven and blasting NPCs all day. We kind of are blasting NPCs all day here as well, but at least here we need to use a little bit of thought when we engage these NPCs. Charybdis Tyrannos. Ooh, let's approach from the side right here because the blue cloud is going to... Oh, I need to use MWD. Please, MWD. Turn on, please. Oh, he's starting to target me now. If he lands a wrecking shot, I'll be big problems because he does a lot of damage with the wrecking shots. Let's go over to the side here. Past this blue cloud, hopefully. And then go approach, sort of. We can use a little bit of manual part as well. Let's get a little bit closer. Come on, Retribution faster. It's not particularly fast ship, this Retribution, unfortunately. But you can't have everything. It has a pretty good tank, very good range, good DPS. There has to be some trade-offs to this. Okay, let's go with the Conflag. In T1s, the Charybdis Tyrannos basically has no shields. It dies almost as fast as these Leshaks, to be honest. Because just no shields whatsoever. In T6, you got the massive shield, like almost full shields. Takes forever, especially if you were to run something like a Gamma Sight. Charybdis Tyrannos is one of the longest waves you can even be up against. Let's move towards the biocommutative cache. Over here, we can use our MWD. There we go. Scorch. Let's go Scorch. Scorch, please. I said Scorch. There we go. Ammunition exchanger in the ship of the Retribution right here. There's no one to listen to me. Let's get closer. Get a bit closer. Richie wants to see what there is in here. You know, imagine if we got a specialization skill book. That would be pretty cool. I don't know if there is an increased chance of getting specialization skill books compared to low tiers in high tiers. I feel like maybe there is, but I've never really noticed this like to a particular degree because I've not got a whole lot of skill books and I've not done a whole lot of low tiers in a long time. So it's hard for me to say exactly. But if, assuming there is a equal chance to get specialization skill books that are worth hundreds of millions in each tier, doesn't matter if it's low or high, if it is like the equal chance across the board, then this could be a good way to farm those skill books because you'll just do the sites as fast as possible. Really fast. Let's dock up here, see what we get from 4 of these calm electrical sites that we did in a really fast time of like 15 minutes or something like that. A little bit over 15 minutes, I think, because I did spend a little bit of time out here in the station. Dock up right here. Retri needs to take a little bit of a break now. Let's take a little bit of a break. I think maybe I'll try whelping this later to see what kind of, how far we can go. Can we go, if we can do T2, maybe if we can do a T3 if we survive that, etc, etc. So we just keep going up the filaments. That'll be a pretty fun thing to do. There's a YouTuber called Erstschlag, and he likes to do something called Will It Blend, like where he basically takes a filament, like say for example, I don't know, electrics or something, and then takes a ship and then just starts from the lowest tier up until it finally dies, or he completes every single tier. I think that's a pretty fun thing to do, and we'd probably just test this retribution in a similar fashion where we just keep going up the tier, see how much punishment this thing can take. Poor retribution. Okay, but there we go, 18 million. Pretty nice ISK right there, because we got this in like 15-20 minutes, something like that. Multiply that by 4, you're looking at like 60 something million, and 60 million is pretty decent for a little ship right here. 60 million an hour then, with the little ship that is not worth a whole lot. And I mean, it's just a frigate. Most people can train into frigates, so it's not like it's an extremely high amount of SP required. The main thing are these polarized pulse lasers right here, but it seems like a really good way with pulse lasers. Really good way to farm these T1 sites in frigates solo really fast. I'm glad Ibayd shared this with me. Really appreciate it. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video right here. That's a bit of Polarized Retribution in the Abyss. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.